I swear, every Need for Speed event ends in drama. Today, we take part in a Need for Speed event up here in Teamsport Sheffield, expecting to have a great time having 4 great races. However, we only managed to complete 1 race, and the drama that happened after it, well, you'll have to find out what happens. But the questions are though, why did we only do 1 race? Well, let's get to it and let's find out. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. Today joining us back at Teamsport Sheffield. Last time we were here obviously was doing the 24-hour challenge. But this time we're here for, believe it or not, our first actual members event here. So we've been to Sheffield twice, once for, both times for a 50 lap race. Once many years ago when I pretty much first started karting, and the second time was during the 24-hour challenge. So obviously you haven't watched that, you know, go back and watch the 24-hour challenge. It was a very good video. But yeah, so the last time we were here was a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, this is the first time we're here for a members event. So hopefully improve on the PB, the 58.2 I believe it was, which was done a few weeks ago. So yeah, we're here for a Need for Speed event. So that's 4 mixed good races. And the last time we did that was Team Sport Leeds for the BRKC practice and had a lot of fun. So hopefully today we're also going to be having a lot of fun as well. So usually there's about 20 people I believe that can book onto this one. So if it is a full night, then should be a good night's racing. But yeah, let's get inside to race 1. Hopefully race 1 anyway. If it changes, I'll put it up here or I'll alter it. Yeah, let's get inside for race 1 for the first 15-minute race. And I'll see you in the car. So after the driver's briefing, we're all let out then on track for the first time. And just for this very first lap, we're all just told just to warm the karts up, make sure the karts are working okay, as they were very low on spare karts, so we just had to make sure that we're all running alright, and obviously make sure we're acknowledging the yellow and red flags that the testers do. Then after that very first lap, then we're all gridded up. As we see on the left here, we've got Rob Goes Racing, a fan and favourite of course on the channel, and then we're all gridded up. So I'm gridded up into 9th position. But before the race start, because this is what I'm guessing anyway, because there were a lot of karts, they were pushing everyone forward outside of the original grid slots on the floor, which I have a feeling might have caused this very first incident. And the lights go green and away we go. Luckily we managed to keep in 9th position for now. We're coming up to the first hairpin, then there's a lot of barging going on, so the no contact rule has already gone out the window, but we do manage to make our way into 6th position, coming into the second hairpin and leave a nice gap on the right hand side there, because I know there's a lot of karts on the inside. I don't really want to let them force their way or put me into a barrier and cause me to lose any positions. But the red flag does come out, and if you've already seen Rob Goes Racing's video on this, you'll know exactly why. But thank you very much to Rob for allowing me to see this footage. Obviously if you've seen the video last week as well, and the reaction video, you will know exactly what's going to happen. So yeah, coming for the first corner, again a bit of contact but nothing too bad. Coming to the second hairpin, this is where it's all going to go wrong. Unfortunately there's karts everywhere, Rob is trapped, and yeah, this is it. This is a big 4 or 5 kart pile up, and yeah, luckily, even though you say the guy ahead is really, I think his finger did get trapped in between the karts, but luckily no one was majorly injured during this crash, as it was a pretty bad one. As we'll also see as well, just got the footage from behind it. You can see Rob's kart there just go absolutely flying. And yeah, that was race 1 cancelled. As soon as they managed to get everything sorted out, the race was cancelled. We're all brought into the pits, and we're all brought into the briefing room for a very, very big telling off. Now, obviously, I didn't record the telling off, but it sort of went a little bit like this.
Right, that was the worst crash we've ever seen. You lot really need to sort your driving standards out. We'll restart the race, but no contact.
So after our big telling off, we come back to the same karts that we were in for the first race. And at this point we were unsure if this was actually going to be the first race, just restarted, or if this was actually going to be the second race. So we've already had the first race, but obviously it only lasted 2 corners. But yeah, as we gridded up though, they have mixed up the positions once again. So unfortunately for this one, I am starting in 17th position at 20. But this actually ends up being a really good race. So let's watch and see what happens. And and it's lights out and away we go. And just the nature of the positions of the karts, I'm going to go down to 18th position ever so slightly. As you can see, me and the car on the right hand side there, just giving it a little battle there, just to try and get ahead of each other. So the car on the right hand side then, it does get a bit bunched up with the crowd at turn 1, so we do manage to make up position. And once again, the bunching up also happens at turn 2, which remember we managed to take very nicely advantage of, moving up into 14th position. Tried to see the gap there on the kart ahead, but unfortunately don't see it. The kart 12 there, he's going to go for a nice dive bomb on kart 7, which is very crucial for my race. Because he does that, he does leave the gap. I do follow him through at the next corner, and that kart 7 is going to be following me for most of this race. So this was actually very important to get through him as soon as I can. But the next objective then is to try and get past kart 12, and we do get a much better run up the ramp, which manages to put us in P12. So overtaking kart 12 up into P12. Already 5 positions made up on the first lap, which is absolutely what we like to see. For whatever reason, I seem to do really well at moving up positions, and just here then before lap 2 we managed to move up into 11th position, so that is 6 positions made up on the first lap. And once again we've got Livy ahead, who we know is one of the main regulars of this track, as I haven't said this yet, but a lot of people here were from another Teamsport track, so there's a lot of mixed abilities in this race. But we know Lily Ahead is one of the quicker drivers around here, so the plan was at this point to try and follow her through around some of the other karts, to try and make up as many positions as we can. As you can see, there's still a lot of karts ahead all bunched up, so we've still got plenty of opportunities to make up the positions. Here at lap 2, as you can see, we've still got a kart behind us as well, which I believe is kart 7. He's just going to leave us under pressure for most of this race. Coming up the ramp then, you can see there's a lot of karts going side by side. Hopefully we can make up a few positions. But as Glee goes on the outside, this guy now going on the inside. I see the gap. It's a bit, I think that was a bit dirty on my end. But we do manage to get our way up into P9, which is really effective, to be fair. Yeah, 3 wide around that corner obviously doesn't work, but luckily I do manage to take full advantage there. As we're coming into lap 3 then, you can still see there's a bunch of karts ahead of us, which is now our next target. See the car ahead then is going left, right, going all over the place, but it does manage to make the move on kart 4, which we also managed to slip on through by, so that is now us into 8th position. We are still climbing that ladder, which is really what we like to see, down from 17th position. Yeah, in only 3 laps as well. But as also the thing in karting, you want to follow the quicker people ahead to try and trying to overtake the slow people more quicker. But coming into lap 7 then, we are going to get a bit of trouble from kart 7 behind. So we're going to go down to the 9th position, but coming into Pits Bend we are still on the inside, which he does give us the room for. So we do sort of, because we're in that position, we do manage to keep the position for now. But it's a kart 7 behind, just letting us know that he's ready to attack when he wants, so I can't make a mistake. But we also are going to try and get a position made up here in 7th position, because I'm on the outside then, coming up before the ramp. I've got kart 7 to the right of me, he's also going to make the move, so that's me down into 9th. But luckily, coming around the outside of the ramp, we are going to get a much better run up the ramp. So luckily, once again, we are going to keep 8th position, but kart 7 is still there, just letting us know that he is going to make the move when he can. But now the next objective, of course, is to try and get past kart 8, because we really do need to make our way through him as soon as we can. So coming up then to lap 8, we've only got a few laps left to get some moves done. But he does go very wide coming into turn 1, which is hopefully we're going to try and take advantage of. Coming into turn 2, but not quite around the outside. But luckily, because our kart does seem to be a bit more powerful, or we get a better run out of the corner, he does leave us the inside gap going into Pits Bend. So we do manage to get our way up into 7th position with 3 more laps to go. And coming into lap 10 with 2 laps to go, we do manage to catch up to the crowd ahead. So they are going to be starting a bit of battling, and we are going to try and take advantage. Coming into turn 2, the gap is left open then, so we are now up into 6th position. And knowing that kart 1 ahead is not quite as quick, we are going to try and, well, make our way through, try and get us up into 5th position. Obviously 6th position starting from 17th in a 15-minute race is something quite impressive, especially since this is my only 3rd time up at this track. But as we come up to the ramp then, we're just going to follow kart 1's lines. as we don't want to pull any silly moves, especially knowing that we have got a Kart behind us. But this is a silly move. I'm going to try around the outside here, coming around this corner, which unfortunately does leave the gap open then for Kart 20. I do defend it as hard as I can, do get bumped into the wall, but we have successfully defended from that move. Yeah, I wasn't going to give up the position like that easily. I was coming into the last lap then, a final attempt then to try and get through Kart 1. As we come around the first corner, unfortunately to go a little bit wide into the barrier, which it does create the gap. Coming into turn 2, we are going to get a better corner that time. Coming into pit bend, we are right behind Kart 1. A little brake just in case he is going to brake early. Don't want to load into him too hard, of course, and create a bad overtake. Coming into the second level and then coming down into the third, we're going to try and see if there's a gap open. But unfortunately, he has got that one closed off. Like I said, I don't want to pull any silly moves. Even now, I did think about the inside going up the ramp, but fortunately I do see the Kart behind as well. I don't want to be pulling any silly moves. Like here, I'm not going to go around the outside again and do the mistake I did last lap. So we are going to stick right behind Kart 1 as we are on the last few corners, coming down into the second level once again. And we're going to, unfortunately, at this point in time, we don't really see the gap, but we do get a much better exit coming out this corner. And as you'll see, there's no checkered flag come out, so I am going to dedicate myself to this move down the inside, committed to it. Unfortunately, get a bump from behind, which does actually create another massive pile up behind us, as there was quite a train, and which also does bring the end of the race as well, which at the time we didn't know. We thought the race was still continuing, but me and Kart 7 there, nice little bit of acknowledgement throughout the race as he was pressuring me the whole time. But if we go through to the slow-mo replay here, I'm committed to the move on the inside. Do give him a little tap, but I was hoping at this point I was going to give him enough room on the exit, but we do get bumped from behind, which shoves him into the barrier, which actually does cause a big pile up behind. And because of that, the race does end there and then, so officially finished in 6th position, and we do manage to make our way into 5th. And yeah, because of that pile up, we all get summoned to the briefing room once again to get another big telling off, which I'll go over in the outro for you. And so yeah, after that pile up that I might not have caused, fortunately we were brought into the briefing room once again, and we're given another huge telling off. Yeah, I obviously didn't record it again. It's a lot more telling off than the first one. Basically told that we're all rubbish. That's basically the idea of it. And yeah, we're given the choice pretty much of either cancelling the race there and then and getting a refund, or we could have continued and qualifying in the race, but got that flagged and then that'd have been it. So yeah, because the qualifying in the race is the thing I didn't sign up for, obviously signed up for 4 good races. So yeah, me and Hannah just decided there and then just to cancel it, which is unfortunately a shame. Obviously it's a 2-hour drive up to Sheffield and 2-hour drive back, just to do one race, and I really enjoyed that one race, obviously coming from 17th all the way sort of 5th, technically 6th, but you know, I did manage to make that move to 5th, just didn't count. And yeah, so it is an unfortunate one. Yeah, the other big drama is as well, staff are getting sacked, staff are getting suspended, but I don't want to go too much into that because don't want to stir up any drama. And yeah, that's it for YouTube. Unfortunately, the first sort of Teamsport 2024 race is a bit of a drama-filled one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Hope you enjoyed the one race out of we should have done 4. And yeah, and I'll see you in the next video. So if you did like, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.